Hey and welcome, I'm Hammeh. Today we are going through the voice lines of Blizzard World. Now Blizzard World, the new map coming out very soon, has a whole bunch of custom voice work and 3 different announcers talking as you go through the level. Now in the midst of a big battle it can be hard to hear what these guys are saying, so here are all of the voice lines broken out for you. Just before we start, there are so many voice triggers in this map, it's really cool. I may have missed a couple because there are different rarities and some of them sound off at different times. Now I've been through the map for about 3 hours to try and get these. So should you hear any that I have not mentioned here, please do let me know in the comments. Okay, first up, the Warcraft and Hearthstone area of the map. Our announcer here is Uther the Lightbringer, a very famous paladin from the Warcraft universe. He was present in the original Warcraft strategy games, the first paladin of an order called the Knights of the Silver Hand, and led his order into battle against the Horde during the second war of the Warcraft universe. During the third war, he was betrayed and murdered by his beloved pupil, Prince Arthas. So Uther naturally makes a bunch of Warcraft and World of Warcraft references. Remember, of course, this is a theme park, so all of these characters are out of context and therefore hamming it up a bit in terms of their acting.
Welcome to Blizzard World. By the light, hail and be welcome to Blizzard World. We hope you will have an epic experience. Remember where you parked? Mark your stub with your lot. Murky, quirky, lurky, gurky, or squirky.
Love the consistency. If you look at the map of Blizzard World in the Hearthstone Tavern, all of those parking lots actually exist. And if you walk by the fire specifically in the tavern, you get these couple of lines.
Warm yourself by the crackling fire. Come, sit by the fire, take a load off. Will the owner of the Black Kiraji battle tank please contact security? It is currently double parked.
Now this is a real World of Warcraft reference. Firstly, this is a Black Kiraji battle tank, so if one of these was double parked, I'm pretty sure that only the owner would move it. You wouldn't want to go near this thing, perhaps. Now what is it? Well, it's the only legendary mount that you can get in World of Warcraft. Now to get this mount, you had to be part of the guild of a single player on a server who was able to actually bang a gong and open the gates of Ankiraj, which is where this Kiraji battle tank came from. This happened way back in 2006. To be the person who actually opened the gate, you had to have a certain very high reputation and you had to have a very strong guild behind you, complete a lot of quests, and the server as a whole had to earn a lot of resources. So it was a very big thing and very rare to actually be able to have this mount in World of Warcraft. If you have it, it's a pretty unique thing since like 10 years or more. Now, as you head through the gates of Stormwind, if you look on the right, there is a door with a number on. Now, if you walk up to it, you hear this voice work.
Members only. Password?
This is likely a double reference. I think the first part of it is to Club 33 at Disneyland. This is a special members-only club at Disneyland, usually reserved for corporate sponsors or very close people to the park or business. You get special lounges, restaurants, various perks of membership, and as of 2011 there was apparently a 14-year waiting list for new Club 33 memberships at Disneyland. Now the actual number on the door here is a reference apparently to Blizzard's first ever office door number. As we move further into the park and have a look at the rides and attractions in this Warcraft area, we have Flight to Duskwood, Snacks Ramus, and the Fargo Deep Mine. Now, I've explained the significance of each of these in my Easter eggs video. You can check that out in the description below. So here's a bit of the voice work describing each of the rides and areas.
Flight to Duskwood is an exhilarating griffin ride soaring high above Elwyn Forest and beyond. For your safety, keep yourself and all your belongings inside the vehicle. These griffins can get a little hungry, and we wouldn't want any incidents. Hail and well met, travelers. For your safety, remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, legs, tails, bones, snouts, and horns inside the cart. And be sure to keep an eye on your nose. If anyone is wearing a hat or spectacles, you would be wise to remove them, for this here is one wild ride in the wilderness. Please remember, there is a limit of 1 battle pet per guest at any time. Keep our streets clear.
Battle Pets, of course, a little system in World of Warcraft where you can capture and tame and battle your little pets that you can find all over the world. Think a bit like Pokemon.
Stay around tonight for the fireworks spectacular. Please do not disturb the peasants. Prepare for the March of the Silver Hand Equestrian Parade, ending at the Argent Tournament Grounds.
Uther, as I said, helped create the Silver Hand before it was disbanded and then reformed years later by Tyrion Fordring, if you're familiar with Hearthstone and or Warcraft. The Argent tournament grounds are a place in World of Warcraft as well.
Want to see some real magic? Head to the Wizard's Sanctum Magic Show. But beware, repeated visits can become addicting.
The addicting reference is that in the Warcraft universe, certain types of elf can get addicted to the use of or exposure to magic.
At 15 and 45 past each hour, head to the docks for a hands-on fishing demonstration from the one and only Nat Pagle. Beverages not included.
Nat Pagle is one of the most famous fishermen in all of the world of Warcraft, or indeed Azeroth. He's licensed his own line of fishing equipment. He can be found all over the world. He's kind of a trainer, so you can learn your fishing skills from him. And he also says that fishing is a great excuse to drink heavily. So as a result, that's why beverages aren't included.
The wait time for the Hellscream is currently 4 hours. Interested in card trading? Head to the Gilded Rose for our weekly collectors meetup.
The Gilded Rose is a tavern in the Alliance capital of Stormwind in World of Warcraft.
It's the taste sensation spreading all across Azeroth. Corrupted blood corn. Share it with a friend today.
This is a brilliant reference. So this goes back to 2005, 12 years ago, and I was playing World of Warcraft at this point. Okay, the corrupted blood incident actually made the news. It was a kind of pandemic. It lasted for a week, and basically a new raid called Zul'Gurub was introduced. Its last boss, Hakkar the Soulflayer, would cast an HP, a hit point draining, and contagious debuff that would spread between players who were fighting him. This was only meant to last seconds and function only within the new sort of instance, the new kind of raid. So this was just something you would go into a specific area and fight, and it shouldn't come out with you. However, you could take it outside of this area, so both accidentally and also on purpose. Basically, people would get this affliction and then they'd go and kill lower level characters. They'd go to major cities where loads of people were. Think of it like a virus that people accidentally discovered was kind of killing everyone. People actually abandoned densely populated cities, the big capitals of both the Alliance and the Horde. Until there were patches and resets, this thing was flying around, so it was quite funny at the time. Right, that's the Warcraft area. Let's go to the StarCraft area. There's 2 sections here that trigger lines, a few less hidden in the Warcraft area. We have the Pylon Terrace Cafe for food and snacks, and we also have the Nexus Experience, which is kind of a shopping mall. Firstly, the Pylon Terrace.
Welcome to the Pylon Terrace. Dispense one of our delicious frozen pops, now available in mineral, Vespine, and creepsicle flavors.
You collect minerals and Vespine as your resources to build things within StarCraft, and Creepsicle is of course the Zerg creep, the substance that sits underneath all Zerg structures and kind of nourishes it.
Today's special is a Ravager Dog combo with Stimpack Soda. You must construct additional appetite. Welcome, shopper, to the Nexus Experience. Idle SCVs to Aisle 4 for repairs. The Protoss feed on light, but you do not have to. Enjoy a meal at the Pylon Terrace Cafe. Warp across the stars with your very own carrier stroller. Limited quantities available.
Ravagers, SCVs, and carriers are all units. A Stimpack is a Terran human upgrade that helps your units move faster and shoot more quickly as well.
You will always have enough pylons in here.
You must construct additional pylons.
If you don't know, you must construct additional pylons. Basically, you need to build buildings in StarCraft to increase the cap of units you can construct. The pylon is the Protoss one, and you get spammed with a voice line if you try and build units when you don't have enough supply.
The journey to Ire is accepting more passengers now. Join your brethren to retake your homeland with mixed results.
This is referring to the plot of StarCraft II Legacy of the Void, where the Protoss race try and retake their homeland, and without giving away the ending of the story, let's say it does kind of have mixed results. This voiceover, by the way, is the Terran StarCraft II Adjutant, basically the voiceover for your actions and the sort of commentary for things going on in combat. A bit of a narrator, if you will. Okay, finally into the Diablo area. Now, the Diablo area is voiced by Deckard Cain. Now, he is a Heradric scholar. This is in the Diablo universe, an ancient brotherhood of mages and wizards formed by the Archangel Tyrael to combat the 3 primevals, Diablo, Mephisto, and Baal, when they were banished into the mortal world in Sanctuary. Much famed outside of even those who play Diablo for his "stay a while and listen" catchphrase, Cain is heavily involved with the player's journey and story in all 3 Diablo games. I'll give you the best Easter egg in the map straight up in the Diablo area. Here's what happens when Torbjorn spawns and tries to see if he can go on the ride or not. Poor Torbjorn.
You must be as tall as the bottom of the sign to ride. And you're not.
He's quite a serious chap usually, I'd say, so this is really him going quite hammy in his acting in terms of cheesy dad-type jokes.
The reign of the Black King is a tragic tale of betrayal, madness, sudden drops, violence, and regicide. Please keep your hands and arms inside the vehicle at all times, or you'll end up like Queen Ascilla.
The name of the Black King, the name of this ride in Blizzard World, is actually a quest in Diablo 3 where you go to finish off the Skeleton King or the Mad King Leoric. Queen Ascilla was his wife. To avoid the YouTube ad-ocalypse, as I've been getting strikes as of recent for no reason whatsoever, she befell a fate that you'd expect if you put your head, say, out of a theme park ride.
Lost items, bring them to guest services to be identified.
If you get legendary items in Diablo, they remain a mystery until you take them back to your base camp and identify them. Cain in the games was one character who would help you with this.
There's no legendary drop that can compare to Tyrell's fall. Every drop is legendary at the gift shop. Visit today for all your adventuring needs. Taste some of Loot Golane's finest vintages at the Lord of Tawa Wine Bar and Lounge.
Loot Golane, the Jewel of the Desert, is the main trading port in Aranok. It's visited by the player in Diablo 2 and is kind of the hub for that act. And Lord of Terror, Lord of Tewa, he's loving the dad jokes, is Deckard.
Either the fallen star has visited this land, or the fireworks are starting soon.
The Fallen Star is the big plot device that kicks off the story of Diablo 3.
Out of bag space, visit our lockers to stow your loot for the day. Smoking is prohibited at all times. That includes gnarlet weed.
This is a reference in Diablo 2 to a character named Geed, who's a travelling merchant that the player encounters. Now, one of his lines talks about gnarlet weed, which is the Diablo universe equivalent of, well, you get the picture.
I sense a soul in search of refreshment at Adria's potions and other sundries.
Adria is a witch, a practitioner of magic in the Diablo universe, and she features in a couple of the games. She's also the mother of Leia. More on Leia in a bit.
Paging guest Leah, your parents are waiting at the entrance to the reign of the Black King. Oh, how terrible.
Now, Cain is the guardian of Leah in Diablo 3. Leah's mother is Adria, her father was Aiden, who fights with the player in the first Diablo. These 3 are central to the story of all 3 Diablos, so I'm not going to go through it all or spoil it here, but maybe I could do that if you guys are interested in a different video.
Kindly visit guest services if you need health potions, scrolls, or items identified. I'd help you myself if I could. But I'm otherwise engaged.
This is referring to the fate of Deckard Cain, which again I won't spoil here.
The prophecy of the end of days didn't say anything about this. So it is likely safe for you to relax and enjoy yourselves.
The prophecy of the end of days is kind of Cain's work, a prophecy he compiled that talks about virtues embodied by each of the archangels who either were or part of the Angiris Council, covering events before, during and after Diablo's invasion of the high heavens. It's kind of a background to the whole story of Diablo and maybe things yet to come.
Has anyone seen Wirt's leg? I always worried about that boy.
Wirt is an NPC in Diablo and also features in Diablo 2. He is a peddler. He is peg-legged due to him being kidnapped from his mother and then having a bit of a run-in with some demons. He is also instrumental in Diablo 2 in opening the secret cow level.
The March of the Fallen will commence in 1 hour, beginning at Tristram Cathedral. The 7 evils will rise from the depths of the burning hells for their autograph signing this evening after sundown. Plan accordingly.
In Diablo, the 7 evils are the 7 most powerful demon lords of hell, subdivided into 3 prime evils and the 4 lesser evils. Diablo is one of the prime evils.
Chassis can shield you if you have a lot of cash. With your purchase made, you can stick it in your stash.
Chassis is Diablo 2's blacksmith, very skilled at shaping, crafting and repairing weapons. Finally, there's a line that I heard the first time I went through, but I couldn't hear it the second time, which shows it's probably a rare one. Use the single rider line for a speedier trip. Larger parties will cause the minions of hell to wait longer. Now, my terrible impression aside, in Diablo, when people join your party, there is a little line that says, the minions of hell grow stronger. So he's just riffing on that. Okay, there are all of the lines and a few little explanations by them. Are you a Warcraft, StarCraft or Diablo player? Did you enjoy those lines? Are there any little references that you've seen from your previous playing times? If you're not a player of any of those games, what did you think of them? Have you heard any of them in game yet on the PTR? You'll hear a lot of these when they go live, so at least you have some knowledge as to what these are talking about now. It's a really rich referral to Blizzard's gaming and previous game history and universes. I really, really love it. If you like this vid, please do throw a like, subscribe, comment with your favourite lines below. I really, really appreciate your support. And thank you for watching as always. For all of my latest vids, check out the playlists here. Cheers for tuning in. I've been Hammeh. Take it easy.